Okay, so I plugged a bunch of holes. Like there's like a square one there. That's like a really funky looking thick piece that's supposed to hold a spare machine gun barrel. I had a lot of difficulty trying to find detailed pictures, right? So I decided to look at a few videos, and there's a really good like a restoration video of an M24, and then the same M24, somebody did a walk around. And he kind of walked around really quick, moving his phone up and down, his cell phone up and down, getting video. But between the restoration video and the video this guy took, I can really see and understand, you know, what's on the side of this turret. Uh, the little door there to like throw out the spent, 75 millimeter shells and stuff like that. It's a bit thick, and the hinge is not really detailed, so I don't know if I'm gonna actually make another one, which would be pretty easy, really. But so I plugged all the round holes with the extra antenna that theoretically mounts on this little boss right here. But then like this restoration video was awesome. I'll share a link to it. But this actual boss, right? It's kind of hollowed out on this tank, and that's where they have like a flare gun, or like they can shoot smoke flares or whatever. That gun goes out through this elongated boss here, and they had pictures from the inside of the turret, and you can see the gun from the inside. They put the canisters in and just shoot them out through that. So I'm going to actually drill a couple of holes there, and then I'm going to use my scroll saw and cut out like an elongated groove in that boss. Then I'm going to glue a floor in, and I'm going to have like a piece of brass tubing as the barrel for that coming out, and the tube might just barely stick over the edge of the boss, but I'm going to try to have it like flush with the boss. But I mean, out of all the tanks that I've seen that are restored, I don't see any with two antennas. And even the antenna on the other side, they just have like the mount for the antenna, but they don't have the antenna in them. And there's another piece. Like I plugged these two holes. I plugged with a 1/8 inch styrene rod. Right, this piece goes here. This piece goes there. And this almost looks like it's got to do with some kind of an antenna thing, But when you look at what the piece really is supposed to be, this is just like two flat pieces of steel welded onto like a pipe almost. And then there's a locking screw that goes in there. This goes, obviously it attaches right there. And I think you can take the whole pintle off of the machine gun, like the little tripod stand on top here, and you can put it in that. And this piece here kind of like shields, would shield the body of the 50 cal, This little bracket here, although it's kind of thicker than it should be, but heck, I mean, this is a model kind of. So it's got to be thick or it'll just break. But this is fairly accurate looking. And this goes in here. Well, it goes in that square like hole. And that would kind of support like part of the gun. But this little thing that was right here, basically on like a tank, on like the a full-size real M24, it's kind of like just a piece of flat bar that's like bent in a U. Or it could have been even like a piece of pipe they cut in half and they just welded on there just to cradle an extra barrel, extra 50 cal barrel. And over here they have another piece, the same, and it's just to cradle the barrel. And then there's some of those Immerman, hooks that you can put a strap on and just strap the barrel on. But this thing here is just to shield the gun. That would be, on these brackets. Now the M5 Stuart had like a huge like piece of armor molded into the side, or like welded onto the side, and the 30 cal could actually fold down inside that. Okay, so the Chaffee just has that little plate there that would help to protect a machine gun if it's stowed in this position. And so I'm actually going to try to cut a groove right here, and I'm going to be able to stick this into it. You know, I'm just going to stick this into a groove and then glue it on. And I mean, I got enough pictures. I think I can put it fairly in the, you know, accurately in the right place, you know. And then there's this little piece right here. This little piece kind of threw me, you know, but there actually is. It's just a sheet metal piece, because like right here, the turret, the back of the turret ends right here, and this is just some kind of a storage box. So this little angle piece, it almost looks like a piece of angle iron, mounted here, but it was just a sheet metal piece, and they could put a 50 caliber box of ammo on this little shelf there, and just strap it on with one of those straps. But I see a picture of a Chaffee. There's a guy standing on the back of the turret, like the back of the hull, and he's using the 50 cal, and he's just putting his foot there as a rest. But normally they would stow a box of 50 cal ammo right there. And so, like, you know, the kit has like these C-shaped, you know, very shallow C-shaped grab handles, right? And so the turret has two of them on each side, or, you know, at least Honda, that's what they decided to use, right? One there and one over here. Well, they're actually like it's actually like just a rod of steel. It's like bent in a U shape, and they're welded on, of course. And those are just lifting eyes to remove the turret. And they also have a couple of those lifting eyes, like right on the front here. You can see where I plugged the holes. There's one of those lifting eyes on each side. And then on the very back of the tank, like right here, right in this position, instead of like these C clips that comes with this, there's another round like a lifting eye right here on each side. So they could pick the whole tank up and put it on a ship or a barge or something, right? So I mean, like all the other holes here, they have those regular grab handle type things that come with this RC tank. So like all these other ones will get the standard, you know, the ones that come with it. But I'm going to make, and I'm actually going to use paper clips to make these round lifting eyes, like these U-shaped or, you know, lifting eyes. So that's what I'm doing. And what else? You know, of course, this here is just some kind of a sight. You know, it's shaped wrong. It's way too thick. I'm almost thinking of cutting it off, but I think it would cause more of a problem if I cut it off, because you really can't get in there and sand it off very well. But, you know, I mean, same thing, you know, things are made thicker because if they made it to the scale thickness, they would break. So I'm going to leave that alone. This little thing here really doesn't need to be here. I've seen, like on this same tank in this video, there's like a block of steel welded right here, and there's a screw in it. It's actually almost like it's a stop, you know. The mantlet will go up and hit that, you know. It'll just go up and hit it. So I don't know, maybe this block is in the correct position, but it's just not shaped quite right. But yeah, you know, that's the way it is, folks. But anyway, I'm still thinking to mount a machine gun here, because I see pictures of you know, some of these tanks with actually the 50 caliber mounted right here. I don't know. I don't know if I'll just leave it like that. I have a 30 caliber machine gun I could put there, a 1/16 scale. So maybe I could have 2 machine guns, you know, why not? But, so that's what I'm going to do to the outside of the hull. I mean the turret. And like the antenna that goes here, probably use the base of the antenna and then try to Mickey Mouse some kind of antenna. I see that Richard Johnson has some for like the M60s, but I don't know. I would like something. I think his are rubber. I'm not sure, but something like that you know, it doesn't have to stick up very high, you know, because, you know, I mean, people are going to bend over and look at it and poke themselves in the eye, right? So I don't know. Antennas are great if it's a real tank, and but for a toy, antennas can be dangerous. Anyway, that's what I'm doing to the outside of the turret. But like I said, I had difficulty finding pictures. You got to go through videos and do screenshots, and that's how I see a lot of the details. And this little thing right here, forgive me, this little thing right here is actually correct. They've got another some kind of a strange antenna on this, I see, and then they actually mount like right here would be where they'd have like a spotlight on the top. You know, and it's basically the same spotlight all the tanks use. You know, the Sherman had it, the Stewart had it, and this tank also had one that they put right here. So it's pretty neat, you know. I mean, Tondi did a pretty good job with this, you know, and I just want to make it look a little bit better. I don't know, just call me fussy, you know. But I think it's going to be really cool with, you know, like the barrel coming out of here for like a smoke bomb launcher or whatever you want to call it. You know, like a flare pistol that can shoot smoke or whatever. So that's going to be neat. It shouldn't be too hard to do either. So anyway, that's it. Very long video. Sorry.